Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Syrup Shots Gaming. I'm Tyler, and with us this week is James. He's waving hi. And Coach.
Hey! Actually, speaking of which, the team actually had their first loss about last weekend, actually. So they're only ranked 16th out of 426 teams. Either way, they're still going to the playoffs, though. So, wow. For something I fell, I think I said it last week. I fell completely backwards into it. Kind of like the movie and the show, The Producers. I did probably everything wrong. Where did I go right?
Well, hopefully they learned a little bit of humility, and we'll fingers crossed kill it in the actual playoffs.
I'm wearing a sports shirt to celebrate, I guess.
Nice.
That is. Where do you get one of those?
The internet.
Part of me just wants to get one to tick off like every coach that there is at the high school I work at.
I have another one that has a baseball player that says touchdown.
Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic.
I'll send you the link after this.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
Actually, I can just do it now.
Well, every week we get together, talk about different things with video games, what we like about them, what our gaming gripes are, the whole shebang. So if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Please share. Please. Pretty please.
Please.
Subscriptions help too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just give us a little clicky on that like button and give us a comment. We actually do love to kind of chat about what our viewers and listeners do have to say. So,
and actually, I'm going to bring one up for our main topic today because I got in a little discussion with one of our listeners about our topic this week, which is video game rivalries.
Yes. I think I know which one you're talking about. Don't? Okay,
yep.
Cool. Yeah.
But before we get into that, sorry, go ahead.
No, we'll save it for the topic.
Okay, sounds good. But before we get into the topic, what have you guys been playing this week? James?
I've been still doing Disgaea 5 just because it's super easy to pause and come back to. I downloaded, I don't even know why you asked me to bring it up is why I'm really bringing it up right now. Otherwise, I would just act like I hadn't done anything. But I got on release date because that was a thing. This Pocoyo adventure. Because my 4-year-old likes Pocoyo. And it's Mario Party-esque with mini games that we could play. So I decided this is probably going to be the gateway drug to get her into the world of video games.
Nice.
Have not actually played it. I'm going to try to introduce her to it tomorrow.
So, is Pocoyo like a TV series or a book series or something?
Is it like a Hello
TV
Kitty
series.
Character?
I think it's Stephen Fry narrates the English version of it. So it's probably my third favorite kids show. Right behind second place is Masha and the Bear, this Russian show that does things that a lot of Western cartoons won't, like as far as violence and whatnot. Very fun and entertaining. And first is, of course, Bluey, because it is the antithesis of Caillou. Parents actually do just kind of want to be on their cell phones sometimes and don't have all the energy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second
Yeah.
here.
I know
I s-
there was like rejoicing everywhere by parents because Caillou is going away. I hear they finally canceled the show. They're not renewing it. And isn't it because like one of the biggest things I've heard is though that like on Reddit like with that show is that like if you suddenly see your kid acting up, check to see if they've been watching Caillou because really in the books Caillou is supposed to be much younger than he is depicted in the TV show. So in the TV show he just comes off as an insufferable jerk. I
I
would
did
use
see it.
other words for it, but
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
this is not to speak on Caillou's character, just a funny meme I saw where if Caillou was a Pokemon, it's his first phase is Caillou, then he
Mhm.
evolves into Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then he evolves into Saitama, aka One Punch Man.
Nice. That's pretty funny, actually. uh,
It's funny, but I disagree. His next evolution would be Charlie Brown, and you all know it. And he would have no third evolution.
Oh, Caillou, you're the Dunsparce of characters.
Yeah. Yep.
For any gamers who don't know, Dunsparce is, in my opinion, the most useless Pokemon ever. It's just
what about Bidoof?
Bidoof at least has the ability to pick up, so you can get items as you're walking around with Bidoof.
Oh, okay. I just thought Pokemon Rusty Edition made
Yes.
Bidoof so amazing for me.
I
Oh,
still in Pokemon Pokemon Go hope for a shiny Bidoof because of Pokemon Rusty.
that series is fantastic.
Yes. Uh,
Oh, nice.
love it.
Dave, what have you been playing?
Okay, so I finally finished. Well, I beat Yakuza Zero last night, actually. The story was amazing, very well done. One of the few actual crime dramas that is rather actually very serious, but kept enough mystery, intrigue, and also just weirdness at times that it held my interest. So I'm actually happy to try and play more of the game series to see where it goes. Um, but I gotta admit, though, there is so much stuff to do in that game, though, that after I was done, I was kind of like, well, maybe I could finish up a couple of these storylines. But then it's like some of the mini games, though, is it's just a lot of grindy stuff.
Mm.
And so I got to the point, it's just like, I've beaten the game. YouTube exists. I think I'll just watch those cutscenes on YouTube for me. I don't need to finish the real estate mini game or the cabaret club owner mini game. That's the one that involved the Pleasure King, if you recall from the last podcast. But I didn't feel the need to finish it actually, and I was ready to start a new game. 60 hours, while a good long game. Usually, that's kind of the max, and then if it's like a long RPG, that's when I'll like want to take a break and then play a different game that's like maybe like a 5 hour little thing. I think like during my playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles, I started it, hit about the 60 hour ish mark, maybe 60 or 70, and then took a break and then played like Undertale because that's can be done in 5 hours. So I did that. Just take a little break from it and then come back. So I did that. I'm glad I'm done, but also at the same time, if I do ever want to finish that, though, it had like a new game plus mode, and then like just open adventure mode where the story's done. You can just finish up what you want to do. And so I'm like, okay, I can always come back to it. So this afternoon, though, I finally decided to actually play my first PlayStation 5 game. That wasn't Astro's Playroom, uh, because otherwise I'd just been playing PS4 games on my PlayStation 5. So I started Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. and really enjoying that. Graphics are really well done for the PlayStation 5, and it's also really nice that it has a couple graphic option modes. So if you want it to be for performance, you can lower it down so it doesn't worry about like reflections on water or surfaces and stuff. Or you can push it up to like high fidelity, like ray tracing, and then you get all of the reflections. And then there's also like a middle ground mode, and that's actually what I chose. So really enjoying that. The plot seems to be as ridiculous and over the top as ever. Um, and it's also kind of nice though that while I didn't dislike DMC Devil May Cry, it was absolutely a reboot we did not need nor want. Good game though, I will say. What I would have had them do though is I would have just said, okay, this is not the prequel to everything, you know. But either way, so I'm playing through it, and it's also really nice. I started it out, and it even has a video on there that says, history of DMC. So if it's just like been, God, like 10 years since Devil May Cry 4, it's like here's a video to catch you up on what has happened. It's like, please, thank you. Watch. Oh, and it finally did confirm. So I think people had just been assuming Devil May Cry 2 was the end of the series because, well, they finally decided no, it's actually the order goes 3, 1, and then like the manga and the anime series is also referenced, which was cool because I don't
Nice.
see that happen a lot so much. And also, oh, and 2 was in there somewhere. that's just how they're treating it now. Like, that sucked. Okay, it's just an adventure that happened in the period after after that, and then it was a 4 and then 5. So the numbering, the only difference is 3 is the first game, and then it's 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah, kind of, sort of makes sense, but at least they acknowledged 2. They acknowledged it's terrible, and then we're like, okay. But a lot of also crazy mechanics that really make this a much more technical Devil May Cry. Whereas the first one was a lot of hacking and slashing, this one really, it's kind of cool with some of the things that you have to do. Now they started making it more technical in Devil May Cry 3, where you could switch fighting styles in between the levels, and then in 4 they made it so you could switch on the fly. Well, in this one you start off with the main player character is Nero, who was one of the 2 protagonists from 4. And in 4, he had one arm that was clearly like a demonic creature arm. And you find out at the beginning of the game, oh, a mysterious stranger comes to visit Nero and rips his arm off. That was actually a rather anticlimactic scene. It wasn't just like, and blood or it. No, it's just like it's like he flipped over and then suddenly realizes his arm is gone, and I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? So
So
now
I'm guessing in Devil May Cry 6 is when they introduced nanomachines.
oh, well, actually, you have a friend named Nico who is this chain smoking Southern belle, or who talks like with the country twang. And she's also a really good, like, crafty gunsmith robotics maker. So she makes you all these different robotic arms that you actually, can break or lose during a level. Now you can find literally other right arms or during the level, and they allow you each like different powers. But like if you try to do like the special attack with it, and an enemy hits you while that happens, you've broken that arm because the arm takes the hit. Or if you're like surrounded by a bunch of enemies, you can kind of self-destruct it. And like one boss fight I've already encountered with this giant demon who has a giant mouth in his stomach, and he does like a King DDD Yoshi Kirby like inhale, And so he tries to suck you in, and the only way to get out is to detonate one of your arms. But at the beginning of the game, you can only carry 2 extras. Now you could get more, like a bigger magazine of arms, and so like as soon as one breaks, you can instantly load on another. But then it's just like, but some of them are pretty fun. Some of them are very crazy. Mega Man's Mega Buster is immediately one of the ones you can get.
Nice.
And
Nice.
sure enough, it just makes it like, so there's another gun arm. It's literally pew 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 pew, and then if you just let it not shoot for a while, it charges up. But then there's like other ones, and like one is literally made out of like sporks and cooking utensils, and is specifically made for like eating spaghetti. And then one was a massager arm that it's shaped like an arm, but apparently it soothes the pain away. But Nico, who makes this, Nero's love interest is a girl named Kyrie, and she just especially made that for Kyrie, and I'm just like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
If it was
back
Cyberpunk
massage.
20, if it was Cyberpunk 2077, those would be very thick fingers.
It does have like a piston ratcheting looking part of it too, and I'm just like, oh,
Let me ask: is it water resistant?
I don't know. I didn't think to ask that far.
For your audio listeners, I have succeeded in making James facepalm.
Yay! Nope, but really enjoying it. I think the new character V is definitely like based off of Adam Driver, because he looks like it looks like if Adam Driver fell into a vat of topic.
Well, we know who they'll cast for the DMC movie.
Yeah, I would think so, actually, because I was just like, this looks a lot like Adam Driver. Oh.
I still wonder if Dante is going to be in Smash, because if Smash is missing anything, it's anime sword users.
Oh, yes. Actually, I was thinking about that today. I really would actually say that I think Namco should be getting another rep here, honestly, because they've only got Pac-Man, and they helped make the darn game.
Who are you thinking, Heihachi?
Or Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, because that was a major GameCube exclusive back in the day.
That it was.
Mm-hmm. Well, for a while.
Now it's on everything.
Yep. I could see Heihachi, though, because he's another iconic Namco character. But I just feel like, let's see, Sega's got 3 because they actually own Atlas. So that includes Joker, so Sonic, Bayo, and Joker. What Capcom's got? Let's see, Mega Man, Ken, and Ryu. So there's 3. Square Enix has
got
3 now.
3. Mm-hmm.
And so does Konami with Snake,
Simon and Richter.
Yeah. The only other one I guess I could see them doing is possibly, is it, I don't know if you pronounce it Cosmos or Cosmos, but the one from Xenosaga. Because I know
Cosmos.
because I know she's in Xenoblade now too, because Monolith Soft made those games. But I believe those were published under Namco, and so they still own the rights to the character.
Still no Wario.
You mean Waluigi?
Yes, I always mean Waluigi. I don't know why I keep saying Wario. Yes, Waluigi. Still no Waluigi.
I'm going to make this proclamation. Goku's going to get in before Waluigi is a playable character.
Shrek will be playable before Waluigi.
Hey, there we go.
Probably.
Bandai Namco has the rights to all the Dragon Ball Fighter fighting games.
Oh, wow. That would be insane.
Yeah.
What's the publisher that just decided to go on the pachinko machines?
Oh, Konami?
That's Konami.
they'll have a pachinko machine in before Waluigi is
It'll
a
be like that
playable.
pachinko monster from Power Rangers.
You know what? A pachinko stage wouldn't be too bad.
No,
That would
actually,
be really
that
fun.
would be cool. Actually,
Yeah. So for my gaming this week, I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's been Monster Hunter and Outriders. So instead, I'm going to talk to you about how I've been getting prepared. My body is ready for the new Mortal
your,
Kombat film,
your
and I
body
got
is rich.
I have gotten prepared by killing my soul. I watched Mortal
When you
Kombat
watch
Armageddon
things
again,
killing,
Oh,
or
I'm
Mortal Kombat
sorry.
Annihilation. I'm sorry.
Well, Armageddon wasn't that much better either. The only saving grace is it had everybody in there. Well, so did
So
Annihilation. Annihilation tried to have everybody in there.
surprisingly, there's a few characters that didn't have, like Sector. It had smoke,
That's
but not
true.
Sector. So
Yeah, and
here's
they gave Smoke the missiles.
yeah, they did.
Did you make your wife watch that one too?
No, that might be tomorrow. I'm really thinking about having her watch it, and then afterwards record her, just retelling the plot and posting it.
Content.
So let me ask you, Dave,
YouTube exclusive.
what is the plot of Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Okay, I've seen this movie enough times from when I was younger that I think I can. Okay, they skip Mortal Kombat 2 and go directly into the Mortal Kombat 3 plot.
Hmm.
So it's right after Mortal Kombat 1. The humans have won the tournament, ending the 9 in a row streak for Outworld. Shao Kahn is apparently just like, nope, we're not going to do that. So invades anyway, and the the only caveat as to why he's allowed to do this is because, well, my dad's an elder god. Yeah, a plot point that they reveal. Oh, Raiden and Shao Kahn are brothers, which has never been used ever in any of the other Mortal Kombat literature.
Quick time out.
So,
Quick time out. What
yeah,
was Shao Kahn's dad's name?
Shinnok.
Yep, because
Yep,
they can't let any of the plot go
cut
untainted.
away. Yep, yep. So yeah, they have Shinnok in there, I guess, trying to get you all hyped up for Mortal Kombat 4, arguably the worst in the series.
Yeah.
And you got to admit, 4, 5, 6, and 7 were arguably like the dark times for the series.
Oh, 100%.
Yep. So then, uh,
they've made more Fast and Furious than Mortal Kombat now.
so the Earthrealm people, with the aid of a select few Outworlders like Princess Katana, go and try to find people to help with the battle against Shao Kahn. And actually, they do a lot of unnecessary adventuring after that when you really think about it. And then it all leads up to a final climactic fight when the other Elder Gods finally intervene and are like, no, you can't do that. After Earth has been mostly wiped out. And then there is like what, like a four-way, a 4v4 versus 4 fight that goes on to decide the battle of the Earth. And even then, even when that happens, they gotta have the woman be the damsel in distress. My God. Wow, that movie sucked.
Oh, and you're missing some of the best things. Like,
Best?
uh, so Kitana gets kidnapped pretty early after
Mm.
Liu Kang and Kitana use the spheres that use the molten core of the Earth's steam to get around the planet.
Oh, yes. Forgot about that.
Um, Watching the beginning again, they had very much a special effects sky for like the black sky.
Mhm.
It looked like someone failed digital design class because they didn't blur the areas around the characters and that sky, so you just see this white outline around everyone.
Well, at least it's better than the Spawn's special effects, where they left the bounding box around the special.
Don't be too certain on that. Do you also remember the climactic fight in the end of the movie with the animalities?
I try and forget that because that was crap animation.
Fun
And
I'm
fact:
glad I just saw the summary on screen rant.
James, you have to do yourself a favor and get real liquored up, like borderline alcohol poisoning liquored up,
Mhm.
and watch this film.
All right. I've seen Thanksgiving 1 and 3.
Probably better plots.
We've seen Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, and
So
I
have
just
I.
say that's a better film.
Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter is Citizen Kane compared to Thanksgiving 3.
Isn't the
Thanksgiving 3,
first one only like a half hour?
I feel like it's an hour.
No. Either way, it's still too long. If it
Plus,
had been like a 20-minute short, that would have been fine.
That is still better. Like, Thanksgiving 3 is the worst movie I have ever seen.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation does have the honor of having possibly the worst delivered line in recorded history. At
Yeah.
at the very beginning of the movie,
Is
Kitana
it
sees
Sindel?
that it is.
You
Too bad
will
you
die.
will die. Oh, just chef
Said
kiss
with
in
all
terms.
the grace of an overacting high school prima donna on opening night.
It they did a bad job. They did a bad
Mm.
job. So that's been my week with gaming. So let's kind of steer into our main topic of the night, which is
Mhm.
classic video game rivalries. So I'm actually going to go to our Facebook page where I posted about it because one of the things that kind of prompted me to post was we have a new rivalry. You now have the Power Rangers versus Street Fighters.
I actually don't think that is that new. I think it's just that the complete version of that game is coming to physical release, and so they're kind of re-advertising all of that
No, so
nonsense.
these characters aren't going to be available even for DLC until May. They're not out yet.
Really? Oh, I thought they were. Oh,
They've only been out on the mobile game, which is different than the console
oh,
game.
gotcha.
So, James, there's a fighting game called Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Okay.
It looks like a mobile game, but from everything I've heard, it's evidently the closest to a spiritual successor to the Marvel v Capcom series in terms of gameplay. Like crazy
Okay.
frenetic action. And so it has, the Green Ranger, the Red Ranger, the alternate timeline where the Green and White Ranger were the same Ranger and tried to take over the universe. Uh, just a whole bunch of Street Fighter or a whole bunch of Power Rangers characters, and now they've introduced Ryu and Chun Li, but they have their own costumes. Uh, Ryu is the Crimson Hawk Ranger. So I don't know if you caught this, Dave, but
Why is he the
so
Hawk Ranger?
oh
All his powers are dragon based.
oh Dave,
Yes.
because his EX move in this game is the Hawk Dukin,
Jeez.
where it looks like a hawk and it goes back and forth, kind of catching him in a combo.
Oh no.
And Chun Li is the Blue Phoenix Ranger.
Okay, that makes slightly more sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially since she has the spinning bird kick.
Yeah.
So Blanca's not in yet.
No. No. Blanca is not in. Only Ryu and Chun-Li.
Okay. Because I'm just waiting for Blanca to get in there so he can crouch and do the electric thing, which is just still one of the most broken person who doesn't actually know what they're doing move to do.
It ranks up there with the 1,000 palm hit from E Honda and the leg kicks from Chun-Li.
Yes,
Yeah.
the original version, though. Haven't they updated it, though, so she actually can't do it as much? I think they've just changed the input so it's like a quick attack and not like a never-ending
Yeah, it's not never ending
button
anymore.
mash. Yeah.
And but you can still execute it from mashing buttons.
Okay.
But it does have a limit to it. And I
Gotcha.
can go
It's like
on
the
and on
Eddie-
how you can EX burn it and whatnot, but
Mhm.
what were you gonna say,
Yeah,
James?
Tekken just had Eddie Gordo with the do whatever you want, and his feet go everywhere. Tekken.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Is Eddie Gordo still in the Tekken series?
I don't know. Tag Team 2 is the last copy I have.
Chris!
I've heard Tekken 7 is actually a good game. That it's been like a
Mhm.
renaissance of 3D fighters, and it's got Akuma in it.
Yeah, it does. And like Noctis and Negan. I am still getting
And-
so sick of guest characters in fighting games,
And I think
including
it's all. Sorry, go ahead.
including characters in the Power Ranger fighting game that have no business being there.
I also think they're about to get Geese Howard in there. So congratulations, Smash Brothers and Tekken 7 has now made Capcom versus SNK before Capcom or SNK have for the third
Mhm.
version.
Yep.
Why Luigi will appear in Tekken before he'll appear in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, amazing.
So
Please.
so here's my theory. Waluigi will one day be a playable character in a game. That's not a Mario Party. It will not be Smash Brothers. It won't be a fighting game. I will almost bet money that he will be the first playable Nintendo character in Fortnite.
I could see that.
I mean, they've added Aloy now from
I
Horizon Zero
know, I
Dawn.
saw that today.
Oh,
James, I don't know if we've got you up on this. Fortnite now has the following characters: Aloy, Master Chief, Kratos. It's got Ripley from Alien. It's got Sarah Connor,
Sarah
the Terminator.
Connor. Alien, Predator,
Yep.
wow.
Aquaman,
Batman.
John Wick. Do they have the Flash? They do have
Mm,
Arrow, though, don't they?
They do have Green Arrow, yeah.
Yeah. And then they had the Thanos power up for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they've got Iron Man as a playable character.
Yep.
These are all just skins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the whole game. Is just getting skins. No one plays
Mhm.
differently than other players in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing you can ever buy changes how you play the game. Just how you look playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I am out of that life. First person shooters. I used to be so good. I used to pride myself on finding the sniper nests, going along really esoteric routes to get behind them and beat them.
Man,
I
Tyler.
used to-
Oh, I'm sorry, James. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's been over a decade since I've really done online first person shooters.
Man, I was just about to say, hey, Tyler, remember when we could compete in Smash Brothers at tournaments
Oh,
and actually be successful.
I won a tournament once.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, heck,
Those were the
we were good enough that we were actually the organizers for like one or two of those.
Yep. There was a
That's,
time,
there was a time.
but there was also a time where you
Uh,
can go out in public without wearing a mask. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know, in the
Yeah.
BC, the before times.
the BC, yep,
Yep,
or
yep, yep.
BT.
hmm
My second shot is in 2 weeks.
Mine's next weekend.
Fully vaccinated. It's good to be a
Luckies.
teacher.
How's that 5G coverage, Dave?
What?
How's that 5G coverage?
Pretty darn good. My butt gets Wi-Fi now. uh,
Nice.
fun.
So, going back to the actual topic, because we got way off topic there. That's
Yep.
a good name for the episode. Getting back on topic because we got off topic.
Yep. Yep.
I like
So,
my butt has Wi-Fi now better.
yeah, that actually is pretty good too. That might be it.
That might be it.
So we I had posted that our topic is going to be greatest rivalries in video game history. And I listed a couple: Mario versus Sonic, Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, Star Fox versus Star Wolf. And one of our listeners actually got into a little bit of an argument on it about how he disagreed with that because Bowser is Mario's rival, not Mario. And this was our listener Joran. So hey,
You mean
Joran.
Sonic? Hey, but you
No,
mean
his argument.
No.
Oh yeah, instead of Sonic.
you said,
Yeah,
yeah. You said yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I gotta agree with him on this though. He
No, I
made
do.
an excellent point.
No, he did. He did. 100% agree. And in his second argument, and I'm going to read it verbatim here because it's a great argument. If you and another guy work together and you met him again 30 years later after you continue to make money in a productive manner and then let him live in your house out of pity, he's not your rival. At the very least, he's a terrible one. I censored the last part.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that. So my argument was
Yeah.
more Nintendo versus Sega.
Yeah,
which-
and that definitely was a rivalry back in the 90s on like playground arguments for sure.
Yeah.
But
One of them won that.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, I don't know if one won it so much as the other one shot themselves in the foot 3 times.
Yeah.
hmm Yeah, let's see. It was called the Sega CD, the Sega 32X, the Sega Saturn. The Dreamcast actually was pretty good, but by then the gunshot wounds were getting gangrene, and they needed to fix something.
Didn't the Dreamcast come out like a year after the Saturn?
No, the Saturn came out like almost a year or so after they like were announcing a bunch of like upgrades for the Genesis.
Okay.
Like, but you are absolutely right. Well, it might be wrong, but one of the consoles was announced like way early, and so like a lot of sellers were ticked off, and also early adopters because it's just like, well, why did I pay money for this if this is just only going to be good for like 3 years, if that. Hey, though, I mean, Nintendo's done the same thing. It was virtual.
Yeah.
That thing lasted 18 months.
Which is 17 months longer than it should have.
And I still have one.
Oh, der.
There are some games on it that it's just like, oh, this is fun, but at the same time, it's also just like, I can only play this for like 20 minutes before my eyes bleed. Okay, again, let's get back on topic because we got
back on topic. So let's talk about what we think are the true rivalries of video games, the creme de la creme. So I'm going to lead off here because I've been trying to think about it, and I think I'm going to avoid some of the ones I listed in that list, like Mario and Sonic. I'm going to avoid Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
The obvious ones.
Right.
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead and go with Red vs. Blue from Pokemon.
Oh, the actual characters. Okay.
Yes, the actual characters.
I keep forgetting, because in my brain it's still like it's Gary and Ash, and I know that's not right.
Nope. Canonically, their names are Red and Blue, or Red and Green, depending on.
Well, I thought they named her Leaf after. I don't know. I might just
she is actually named Green in the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Terrible name for a little girl. I'm sorry. Although, maybe in
done worse in real life.
Yeah, maybe in Japanese where it's Breedy. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it also makes Gary's character, aka Blue. Doesn't that technically make him Little Boy Blue?
Yeah. Boo. Terrible joke.
But that is a great rivalry because you, as the main character, versus the best smack talker on the planet. Smell you later.
Sniff.
I'm going to tell my sister not to give you a town map because I want you to get lost in the woods and die.
What? Was that a thing?
I ad-libbed it there, but he did say, hey, I'm going to get a town map from my sister, but I'm going to tell her not to give you one.
Oh. What a jerk.
Yeah. Also, he let one of his Pokemon die.
What?
So this is an old kind of myth in the games. Every Pokemon that he had caught in the games, Blue, your rival, he used throughout the whole game except one.
Okay.
The Ratticate.
Oh.
So the theory is that's why he was in the Lavender Tower in Lavender Town.
Oh.
Because he was burying his Ratticate.
Hey, at least he was burying it. He could have just abandoned it on the side of the road like some people do.
So this is the part of the urban legend that I like the most. The reason Ratticate died is because you beat its butt so bad on the SS Anne.
I gotcha. That's pretty good. Okay.
But
I like this urban myth.
The reason I like this rivalry is because Pokemon games have since gone to this, oh, your rival's just this good friend and you're just having a friendly competition. No, bring back the jerks. I want someone I want to loathe. I want someone who my sole drive in the game is to make sure that they're never happy.
Hop is just so pathetic.
I want them to be mad, and I want to be responsible.
James, you make a great point. Hop, the rival in the new games, he even catches a legendary Pokemon. But he is still utterly pathetic.
He is just like this sad punching bag. I mean, if that was in real life, he's like, I'm your rival. I would be like, no. No. Do not be telling people that. That gives me a very bad reputation.
He's that kid from school that goes, oh, you like pizza too? I like pizza. We're best friends.
Knew some kids like that back in the day. Get away from me, weirdo.
Yeah.
My brother's the champion.
He's a few eggs short of an execute.
I'll chuckle, but you should be ashamed of yourself with that one.
I tell myself that every day.
Oh, funny.
So here's how we're going to kind of do the list today. We're each going to give 2. And then as each next one is introduced, we'll start at the bottom list and we'll vote to see if they go above or below the previous ones. If 2 of the 3 of us agree, it moves up. If the three of us don't, if only one of us agrees, it does not move up. So right now the
Okay.
baseline is red v blue.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I guess I can go next. Video game rivalries. I've been thinking all like most of the week because we took a 1 week hiatus because Tyler had to go to a wedding he forgot about.
Yeah,
It
but they
serves
served
really
great.
good pizza.
They served
Yeah.
great pizza and had all you can drink beer.
Okay, that Tyler forgot about an awesome wedding. um, let me think. So, of course, there are the classic ones that I've been trying to avoid, like Cloud versus Sephiroth. Is one of the probably the greatest of all times. And then, but really, I guess the one that I can think of though that I keep coming back to, and it's been used more than any others in this series. And even then, the rivalry between these two characters, one of them isn't even technically the main antagonist. He's just a major antagonist. And I would say that would be Samus versus Ridley for the Metroid
Mm.
series. Now, unfortunately, Nintendo has done a rather garbage job of expanding the lore around why Samus and Ridley hate each other so much, or like at times like Samus can be scared to death of Ridley, and that's because there was a manga series that was going to come to America that didn't, but it explains that the reason Samus is an orphan is because Ridley attacked the space station her family was living on and literally annihilated it and ate her parents in front of her. Literally gobble gobble munch munch blip ate them. And so that like proceeded to traumatize her as a child, and then she was later found and adopted by the Chozo people, the bird people, who are the ones who gave her the power armor and also infused her with some of their like genetics, which is why she is so much more acrobatic than others because she's actually got this kind of hybridized DNA structure. So that is one of the reasons, like, again, this is all in like supplementary media that you find out. And then the only one to actually maybe explore it just a little bit was unfortunately Metroid Prime Other M. But it's like every time those two meet in the games, though, that something serious is going down. They have that theme that comes back, and it gets to the point though. I'm almost wondering if, like in Metroid Other M, why she is so like aghast, is because like, how are you still alive? You know. So there's that, but that is one though. It's just like if you actually know the lore behind it, you're like, oh yeah, I totally would want to kick this bird's this dragon space bird's ass, as many times as I possibly can. And it's just and also he's just such a threatening, cool looking bad guy. And then he's literally a space dragon. So I think that's one of the best rivalries. And again, Ridley is not the primary antagonist. He is usually the like second in command. It's usually always the mother brain. So it's kind of cool that even though for how bad the mother brain is, Samus doesn't consider her like the her true like her Judas or anything in the situation. It's Ridley, and
Mother
that's
Brain
just
is the
because
mission. Ridley
yeah,
is the enemy.
exactly. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Nice. All right, so guys, red and blue's the bar. Does Samus and Ridley go above them?
Well, I'm pretty sure Blue didn't eat Red's family.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to Red's dad.
He's actually like the phone in Earthbound. Okay, just a side question. Does any kid in any Pokemon game have a dad?
Yes, Brandon, aka Ruby and Sapphire's protagonist. His dad is
Okay.
the gym leader in the fourth gym that you go up against.
Okay. Got it. Cool. Makes sense.
He's the only one.
Uh, all the others died in the Great Pokemon War.
You know that was actually a thing.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was
There
like
was
a plot
actually-
point in Pokemon X and Y, right?
Yep, there was a great Pokemon war.
Yeah, it was us and Pokemon in the trenches. It was the Kanto region against the Kalos region. They were there, in the air. We had to black out the lights and put up blackout curtains for the bombings and the blitzkrieg would come at night. Oh my gosh, it's a flying Wailord.
You know what? That would be a devastating attack. Just catch a Wailord, just fly up as high as you can in the sky, just open up midair and just let it fall. The impact.
And then when it just impacts, it bursts and floods the town with gore. That sounds like something they would pull in the Pokemon manga. Now there were two back in the day that like they published, and one was considerably more futuristic and serious than the others. Yeah, Ghost Pokemon ate your soul. That was literally a plot point in the comic.
Oh no, I mean that's a plot point in the games.
Pokemon in the Pokedex.
I know, but the games have never like really followed through with that. They did in the comic.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Drifloons will find lost children and steal them away.
Well, it's not like they were really wanted anyway.
That's the point I was going to bring up. Instead of the Great Pokemon War, just heck, they let little kids run around forests with things that breathe fire and shoot poison. It's no wonder that the actual human population in the Pokemon universe is as low as it is. Like your village has 5 buildings in it.
So, question here.
Those are the people that have not ventured outside the village. There's a reason why they don't go on the paths.
In ancient Egypt Pokemon times,
Oh Jesus!
was one of the plagues just a bunch of Drifloons taking the firstborns?
Oh, okay. I thought you were just making. I thought you were actually quoting actual lore. And I'm
No,
like,
no.
Oh, okay. What's the Pokemon equivalent to Judeo Christian
Arceus.
religion, there, Tyler? What have they revealed Pokemon Jesus yet? You know,
Arceus.
Oh, jeez.
I thought he was Pokemon God.
The
son of Arceus.
Well, in the sun
Who's also part Arceus.
Well, Arceus gives birth to the three: Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina.
Okay. Wow.
And sorry, that's going down the rabbit hole. So, Samus and Ridley, is that above Red and Blue? I know Dave's yes. James?
Yes.
Okay. It has come to a motion.
All right.
Clamp.
All right, James.
You stalled enough for me that I actually have one.
Okay.
Aloy versus Hades. Or the Hades software in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Tyler, have you played Horizon Zero Dawn?
I have.
Okay, good. Because I was like, we are in spoiler territory. So, spoiler alert to our listeners. Yes. So, if you want to hold off for Horizon Zero Dawn spoilers, start fast forwarding a little bit now.
Yep.
That's a good.
You put like a little spoiler tag on this for people that actually watch this.
I will put one on this one. Yes.
Okay, cool.
So like when you don't see this little thing here, you can it's safe to listen again.
Sounds good.
So yeah, never have I seen software so intent on killing like one person with a vengeance.
Well, the Terminator movies. But
I was
yeah,
gonna
in the
say
video
John
game-
Connor.
Yeah,
Ah,
but yeah, that one. Oh, that really became like, such a point, and it was just like, ugh, you know. And even then, like, we don't know still, like, some of the machinations behind the Hades program. Like, we know why it exists, and they do a good job of explaining it in the game. But, there was like a mysterious signal that caused a bunch of stuff to be, like reactivated and start acting screwy. So, you know, he's a villain, but he has a purpose. It's actually a good purpose, but at the same time, it's just like, why are you still after this? Like what changed you to make? So, is there an even greater threat behind the Hades program? It's one of those things where I think the sequel may actually tell more story about the first game, uh, which has happened a couple times in games. Like, very few people. I know a lot of people played Okami for back in the day, but I think very few people actually played Okami Den, which was its sequel, which actually explained a lot of the lore and a few of the other things. And it came to reveal that there was actually a bigger bad behind the big bad of the previous game. So I'm wondering if that's a similar situation.
could be really good, could really be really bad.
Yeah, it has the potential to go either way, but with how well they did that first game, I would hope.
Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. I
Oh,
mean,
I still need to play Frozen Wild.
just
All right.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
parents, everyone else alive, dead.
Mm.
I don't know.
All right.
I
So
I
that's a great one.
James doesn't know.
I feel
So
like this is top of the list for me.
okay. So we know James there. Dave, does it beat Red and Blue?
It does beat Red and Blue for me.
Does it beat Samus and Ridley for you?
Uh, it might, if not now, but if they reveal more about Hades and the machinations, it just might. I guess there's more of an emotional and story depth for Samus and Ridley for
And I'm prone to agree. So it's got the number 2 spot right now.
Okay.
Okay.
me.
So
Okay,
as of right now, it goes.
but that was a
Samus.
good one. That was,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
fantastic.
that was a great one. Yeah.
So right now it goes it goes Samus versus Ridley at the top, Aloy versus Hades, and then Red versus Blue. So I guess it's my second one here. Dave, were you planning on going into Street Fighter at all?
No, actually, I wasn't.
All right.
So go ahead.
So I'm going to say that anyone that says it's Ryu versus Ken is wrong.
Oh, they're
Absolutely.
dead wrong. Hmm.
Yeah.
That is
I
a
bet.
friendship first, rivalry second.
I mean, it would have been a more accurate answer if you had said Ryu and Dan.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but the real
It's pretty much
answer,
on Dan's side.
the real answer is Ryu and Akuma.
Yeah. Ryu and
So
Akuma.
lore wise, they both have the Hatsui no Hado,
Mhm.
essentially the darkness energy,
Mhm.
and Akuma
Okay.
embraces it. Ryu tries to
Ryu
fight
tries
it,
to. Yep.
but Akuma killed Ryu's master. What was Ryu's master's name again? I'm trying to remember. Because Gen was
Goken.
Goken, thank you. Because Gen was
Yeah.
Chun-Li's master.
Chun-Li.
Goken, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Ryu goes out in the world for a while, comes back, and
Mm-hmm.
Goken killed with Akuma's symbol just splattered on the wall.
Oh, that comic is so good.
Yeah. Um, so, and this really embodies a great rivalry for me. You have
Mhm.
two individuals who have studied similar fighting styles.
Well, the same fighting style,
Yeah,
basically. It's the two paths to it.
yeah. Um, uh, and they both have access to it. Like
Mhm.
Evil Ryu has access to the Raging Demon, just like Akuma does.
Mhm. And Akuma can be completely consumed by it and form Oni.
Right. Well, so can Ryu, and that's how you get Kage.
That's true. Yeah.
Man, we're going down the rabbit hole.
I thought Kage was Ryu rejecting it and it like formed its own
It,
thing. I thought.
yeah, that's probably close to right. Kage
Yeah.
is the physical manifestation of the entirety of the darkness of Ryu, without
Mhm.
any of the good,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
and his dumb
Yay! We figured.
horns,
We just figured out Blue's Clues because we're really smart. Yay!
or nerdy in this case.
Yeah. No, and then also what amazed me about Akuma was also just, you have all of these background villains with all the interconnecting plots. M. Bison, his only main thing with Ryu is that he wants Ryu's powers,
Hmm.
he for his own. But he has no clue about Akuma. And when it finally gets to the point though, with a like major showdown in the tournament between Ryu and Bison. That's when Akuma makes his presence known and just shows how much of a non-threat M. Bison is to him.
Raging Demons his butt.
Yeah, just gone. And it's just, M. Bison is made out to be, so much more of the bigger bad. He's based off of actually an older anime, actually an older like Japanese fiction trope of kind of like the evil mega powered villain that kind of dresses like that. There's others in other versions of media like the anime Doom to Megalopolis, and even that one. Then, if you look at him, you're just like, oh, it's kind of the exact same outfit and like the exact same powers. So, M. Bison's really not an original creation. Uh, I'll send you the info after the
Yeah,
meetup. Uh, it's pretty interesting, but for everyone else though, M. Bison's the bad guy. M. Bison's the bad guy, and then it's just like, oh, M. Bison is nothing compared to
Akuma.
Akuma.
And though not canon in any means, there's nothing more epic than Capcom versus SNK's 2's secret ending.
Oh yeah.
So if you get a high enough score fast enough in Capcom versus SNK 2, you see uh, Akuma versus Rugal.
Oh, okay, cool.
Akuma
Nice.
beats Rugal and becomes Shin Akuma, or
Mm.
Rugal beats Akuma, but and absorbs Akuma's strength, and essentially Akuma takes over Rugal and becomes God Rugal.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
And then you have Akuma symbol on Rugal's chest. He like rips his shirt open, and you see it there.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Sorry,
Okay,
James. I
that's a
think
good.
I think we just went down the rabbit hole a little bit here.
Mm,
No worries.
All right.
So, where does this rank?
I say this goes above Red and Blue.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Does it go above Aloy and Hades?
Yes, I think so.
I think so too.
All right. Akuma
Samus
didn't
and
eat his parents, though.
What?
No, he didn't eat his
Akuma didn't.
parents, but Ryu didn't have parents. And Akuma did kill his master, Goken.
Yeah, and I got to say, Akuma ranks above Samus versus Ridley for me. I think. Yeah,
I think so too.
because even though with how bad Ridley is, he's always been a subordinate to the Mother Brain, and I don't think he could take the Mother Brain out actually. Whereas Akuma has consistently proven just how much of a non-threat M. Bison, or how little he cares about the guy.
Yeah. Also, alternatively, my other choice that would have been a better rivalry than Ryu and Ken was going to be Ryu and Shoes.
Yep, only in the first game. Wow.
Again, better rivalry than Ryu and Ken.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. James, you want to go next, or should I?
Oh,
I think he
no,
wants
I
you to
do
go.
not.
Okay. I was actually going to say then, I think for my second choice, I was going to go Solid Snake versus Liquid Snake.
Ooh, good one.
And what's crazy about this one is really we only have one game where the two of them really actually went up against each other. Yeah, they touched upon kind of the history of the Snake Brothers in the L'Enfant Terrible program that, cloned them. But the whole Shadow Moses Island incident um, just kind of showed how crazy Liquid was. And then to even further prove just how unpredictable he was when it finally gets to Metal Gear Solid. Well, the end of Metal Gear Solid 2 and the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, Revolver Ocelot has transplanted Liquid's arm onto his own body to replace the one he lost in Metal Gear Solid. And you later find out that through the use of hypnosis and nanomachines, has made the liquid snake personality dominant in his body to be so unpredictable that the Patriot AI programs could not track his movements or predict what he was going to do next. And so, that allows the spirit of Liquid to kind of continue on in the Metal Gear Solid series to just further prove just kind of how major a villain he actually was. It just he just did not care about certain things. He was fully willing to unleash nukes onto populated areas for the original Metal Gear Solid. And it was such kind of a cool idea, though, that just the idea we have this villain who's so unpredictable that they actually use him, or they use his personality as a tool to go up against an even greater villain.
I think it's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, where does it go? So, my question for you, Dave, before we kind of get into where it's ranking there,
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of these other ones are personal in nature there.
Mm-hmm.
The closest that's not personal is Red and Blue. They're just childhood
Mm-hmm.
rivals.
Yeah.
Which, on the other hand, though, if you ever had a childhood rival, that's personal.
Mm-hmm.
What makes this personal between the two, besides them both being products of the Les Enfants Terribles?
Well, I guess technically they are then brothers. I mean, even though they just find this out for the first time. I guess that's the thing. I guess that also is kind of cool. It's one of the ones though where it isn't necessarily personal for the two of them. Liquid treats it like a business transaction, and Snake treats it like the mission. And the fact that the mission though is so important to Snake as it is for Liquid, that they ultimately just end up becoming each other's greatest rival, because each one is basically the foil to the other's plan, time and time and time again.
Okay. So let's go up and down the list. Do you think it outranks Red and Blue?
Yes. I'm sorry. I think most things are going to outrank Red and Blue.
Okay. Does it outrank Aloy and Hades?
I say no.
I could say no too.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our number 4 thus far.
It's a good classic one, but yeah, I mean, Hades was a supercomputer. He was a program, actually.
Just hated her so darn much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, James. Last one.
Quick! I forgot to think.
Sonic. This is a fourth wall one. Sonic versus his own executive producers of his games.
Oh, Sonic versus Sega. Yes. 10 out of
Because
10.
when a fan made the games with Sonic, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Mania,
But-
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But when Sega makes a Sonic game, they just punish him,
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be
making him
fair,
do all kinds of terrible things.
We're gonna
watch your
make him a werehog.
I was gonna say, watch your words, James. You're talking about making Sonic do terrible things, and you are aware of the Sonic fandom, right?
Oh. Remember, boys and girls, if you want a fun party game, type your name plus the Hedgehog into a search engine and turn safe search off.
Disclaimer: if you want to
Oh.
cry and just lay in the fetal position in the shower, look up your name plus the Hedgehog and turn safe search off.
Is that what you did, Tyler?
I think that's what we all did. We had to wash off the.
I just remember I had to show your missus the picture I found of Tyler the Hedgehog with that man thong that he was wearing and that bulge. Oh,
The banana hammock.
yeah, it really was. And there was a banana in that hammock.
See, I
Got some
wouldn't
gold rings.
face
You're just
palm
happy to
this
see me.
easily. I would not normally face palm this easily, but it's like this altered mentality I have because I'm in the same kind of mindset I am like when I'm around my parents, when I'm in front of a clergy person, like when I'm in a professional setting, like that condition that makes me not say the bad words.
Oh, I
You
know.
just
This
need
is
a-
why I'm like, oh golly, naughty comments.
Yep. It's like
Yeah.
me when I'm actually in teaching mode.
Yeah.
But there is sometimes I do kind of let things slide, and it's just like some students will be talking about something, and it's like, hey, why don't you both just shut up? Because then I'll have that thing called, plausible deniability.
Nice.
The best one this week though, and but we've been working with paper mache all week, and a kid decided to it was a newspaper. He just rolled it up and basically into like a stump. And another student, and he was just teasing him, Mr. McCausland, Dylan's rolling blunt. And I'm just like, well, did he bring enough to share for the rest of the class?
That
You know
rolling
what?
papayas.
That did not go the way I thought it was going to. High schoolers, paper mache. I thought there was going to be fallacies galore.
No, and actually, that's what's crazy about the district I work in is that they don't have art really, except for one semester in middle school, going up through all of their elementary years. So all of them really had never papered mache before.
Huh.
Never made like a pinata with a balloon and paper mache. anything. So, except for one, this has been a brand new experience to them. And I was just like, what? I thought this was a childhood staple.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of why we did it, because a lot of what I'm doing is because I was just asking around last year, have you ever done this? No. How about this? No. How about this? No. Oh. Okay, we got some work to do.
All right. Sonic v
Ranking.
Sega.
Yeah.
And nothing illustrates
Oh.
this better, I think, than Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Ooh. Yeah, they never finished that, did they?
There was parts 1 and 2, and then there lies let's cut our losses.
Are both of those still available?
I know they are on iOS.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The-
I
might
mean, they
have to
were on
get
the
on, like, the
PlayStation. They're
PlayStation.
on the PlayStation 3.
I might have to see if I can quickly get that before July.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's play this one on the list here. Sonic v Sega. Is it a greater rivalry than Red v Blue? Or do we just need to keep this on its own, separate?
I think that one needs to be kept on its own.
All right. So
Yeah.
our official list goes as follows: Ryu versus Akuma at the tippy top. Then
Mhm.
Samus versus Ridley.
Yeah.
Then Aloy versus Hades.
Mm-hmm.
And then Solid versus Liquid.
Yes.
And then, because you guys don't believe in nice things, Red v Blue.
Okay, it's Pokemon. How much of a like it's just a kid rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
That little so and so
I
deliberately
agree.
chooses the Pokemon that is strong against yours just to be a jerk.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't show the scenes in the game where you talked about plowing your mom.
Now there's the jerk kid and like there's the trash talk, sure. But if done right, the kid's never able to back it up.
It's true, you do beat him in every single case. Fair.
He's all talk and no walk. I mean, it's just you're trying to talk a big game, but compared to the player, if done right, stink. How he got past all of the other Pokemon people he did is still beyond me.
Mm. Yeah. No. It's probably the best rivalry for Pokemon, I would say. But
Yes.
because you were absolutely right, everyone else is basically just friendship. It's like the same rivalry as Ryu and Ken. Hey, let's fight. Let's have a practice bout. But you're still my bro. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You coming to my?
any rivalry that ends in a fist bump is not really a rivalry.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, I think that's been a pretty good episode here. We've got a list.
Mhm.
Also, James, though, to add to your list of the Sega v Sonic, I've got one to add to that list real fast here.
Everyone versus Konami.
Sure.
No, I was going to say Nintendo incompetent online infrastructure.
Oh, I'm going to say, although Konami v video games is pretty good too now.
Yes. Although,
All
did
right,
you
you
guys
know
see
what?
that Konami's
Different
making a new
list.
game?
Different list.
What is it? Pachinko?
No, they're actually making a. It was announced at the Nintendo's Indie. It was like a Japanese oil painting inspired side scroller roguelike.
Okay, that now you have my attention, Konami. Wow, actually, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. But James, new list.
Yeah. So we have Sega versus Sonic. What was yours again? Nintendo
Oh,
versus
competent online infrastructure. Yeah.
Yeah, and Konami versus video games now.
I think to add to that list would be Microsoft versus creating their own new IPs versus buying them up.
Oh, that's a good one.
Really, Microsoft versus all IP.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
ours. We will destroy it after we buy it.
I hope you're wrong because they bought Bethesda.
that'd be
Oh.
EA and IPs.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah. That's more accurate. I hope I'm wrong too about Microsoft, but
No.
Bethesda was already.
See, I disagree with you, James, because the Fallout games and the Elder Scrolls, sure, but Doom, Wolfenstein,
Mm,
those have been banger after banger.
yeah,
Fair point.
Recently.
Fair point.
Um, if we were
We
to
shall
add
see.
if we add Sony to this mix, it'd be Sony versus the past.
Oh, yeah.
More
Yeah,
accurate.
it took me a minute. I'm like, yep, absolutely.
Sonic is part of the past for Sony. Oh wait,
Yep.
wait, Sony versus the past.
Sony versus the
Mhm.
past.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sony's just there being Kylo Ren. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
It's
Jeez.
almost enough for me to want to switch over to Xbox this next generation. I mean, I don't want to learn the weird convoluted naming scheme, but golly,
I
that
could just
backwards
be crazy like
compatibility.
me. And
Yeah, that backwards compatibility is something.
yeah, I got to give massive props to Microsoft on that.
Well,
Yeah, I
not
mean,
only are games backwards compatible, they're enhanced. They've
Hmm.
added FPS boost to games too.
Oh, nice.
yeah. I mean, I for this generation, a year or so from now, when I do decide to buy one of them, I could either go with a PS5 or every Xbox ever up until this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you look at it that way, the scale kind of tips because
Hmm.
I've not had an Xbox ever.
Can it? I know it can do some 360 games, but it can't do OG Xbox, can it? Oh, it can. Wow, that is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think Fusion Frenzy's on there now. The old like party game with the cage balls. You know it if I showed you.
Okay.
Hold on.
My thinky hurdy brain place isn't working right now anymore.
But yeah, no. Now it's not every OG Xbox game. They've done
Okay.
all the ones that they could license and get a hold of.
Okay, yeah. Because some companies have disappeared, and I can only imagine that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if I
wait.
can
So
find a list real
it can
fast.
still like if you popped in a Xbox original disc in there, it'd play it though, right?
Yes. In fact, uh, I've got a list right here. Here are some of the just quickly going through the list. Conquer Live and Reloaded.
Love it.
Um, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge.
Okay.
The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Oh, wow.
GTA San Andreas. Let's see here. Ninja Gaiden Black, Panzer Dragoon Orta,
Oh, cool.
Prince of Persian Sands of Times, Psychonauts,
Nice.
SSX 3.
Hmm.
James, this one's for you. Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Xbox original ones.
Nice. We don't have to go through every one of these.
No, I'm not. I'm
Superior
skipping a bunch.
to what EA put out. Seriously, if you go back to those, the gameplay kicks the crap out of the trash they put out. Yeah, the graphics aren't as good, but that is the only place that EA has surpassed those two games.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And as far as 300, the Xbox 360, 577 games out of the 2,154 have been released as backwards compatible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah, that's very attractive compared to we'll eventually not make it. We'll eventually stop supporting this, like we are with something that's not as. So, yeah.
And this is a topic for another day, but for anyone who's wanting to dip their toes in it, Xbox Game Pass is a phenomenal service for if you're not wanting to own games but want to try out a bunch of new games. $15 a month gives you hundreds of games that you can download and play, and gives you online.
Oh yeah, that's. Do you have to have it to actually play the games?
I mean, you can buy the games too. You can either buy the games. Yeah.
Okay.
So the way Xbox does it is Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month, and what that gives you is Game Pass for the Xbox, Game Pass for the PC, game streaming. So, and that's coming to the iPhone really soon, so you can play Xbox games on your iPhone at work. And ability to play non-free to play games online. Free to play games no longer require gold to play online.
See, for me, online is not a very attractive thing because I need that pause button in my life right now.
Fair enough.
I need to stop a game and continue it possibly a week later.
Yep.
I understand how that is.
But still.
Which, again, Monster Hunter Rise, that's going to be a great game for you. It has a pause option. And a faster pause option is just pressing the home button, but...
All right, I texted you what it reminded me of, but I don't think I'll share it here. It reminded me of Red Dead Redemption 2, with how much I had no idea what was going on, and I was having flashbacks to the moonshine still in Red Dead Redemption 2, where I had put the game down, and I came back like a month later and did not remember the controls. Walked up to this moonshine still overlooking a cliff. There are 3 guys at it. Hey, we're making moonshine. You want to help? I would love to help you with the moonshine. I would like to accept this offer. Well, the accept this offer button, I think, was very similar to the quick draw button. So instead of saying yes, I shot the guy in the head.
Nice.
So, and then I saw a little save icon go, and I was like, no. and at that point, there was just 2 other guys shooting at me, and I think I even may have said to the screen like I'm sorry as I was then returning fire. I just wanted to make moonshine. Instead, I just killed 3 guys.
Monster Hunter does have a little bit of a learning curve, but I will say something that the demo does not do well. The new game actually does a great job of teaching you the basics. It actually has
Okay,
a good tutorial and walkthrough.
I had none of that in my one mission I tried on the demo,
Yeah.
and I was like skirting around ledges before I realized there was no fall damage. Like that's not a thing.
Mm.
hmm Don't get me wrong. There's going to be tons of things that little minutia things that you'll learn along the way, but the game does a great job of easing you in where you don't need to learn those right away. And all the weapons have a basic archetype of this is your wire bug button, these are your attack buttons, these are your movement
You said
buttons.
water bug button?
Wire bug.
Eh?
It's a cool mechanic in the new game that allows you to basically Spider-Man up walls and stuff.
Oh, I do like Spider-Maning.
Yeah, this is a very like essentially it's a bug that flies out and leaves a string that kind of bungee jumps you around.
Hmm.
And once you do it, you start running up walls. Like if you hit it at a wall.
I this all sounds good to me.
I actually, here's what I'm going to do this week, James. I've actually gotten a capture card now for my PC. So I'm going to capture an actual hunt for you and send it to you on YouTube.
So you're a card captor now?
I'm leaving.
If you call me Sakura, I'm going to.
That joke gave me
I was
cancer.
close
That
to it.
literally
I
gave me
was close
cancer.
to it.
Gee, how's my 3D printing do? I think I'd rather.
Wow.
And you're doing something so nice. I am a terrible person. I am sorry. Thank you. I would love to see that.
Sounds good. All
I
right.
heard card capture card and
No, you had to. I get it. I get it.
yeah.
And on that
Yeah.
awkward, awkward, awkward note, this is
Yeah.
Sharp Shots Gaming. Each week we get together, talk about different topic in video games.
You're picturing Tyler and Bose too, aren't you?
I
Sorry.
hate you so much. Until next time, everyone, be safe, be kind, bottoms up.